These are the jaws of the vernier. So this is for outside diameter measurements. So you can measure to 0.001 inches precision on the outside of something. So let's imagine that I just measured something and it was this wide. And I go here to my scale. You start by looking at the 0 on the lower scale, where those machine screws are. And I'm seeing it's lining up between the 125 and the 150. So each of those big ticks is 100 thousandths. Each of those smaller ticks is 25 thousandths. So I'm getting 125 to 150, meaning I start with 125 and then I add. I see which of the lower marks lines up with one of the marks on the main scale. And it's lining up around the 12. It doesn't matter which mark it is. They're spaced in such a way that only one of them is going to line up. You can see down at this end, they don't line up with anything. At this end, they don't line up either. But that 12 mark looks like it's lined up with one of the marks on the main scale. So the way you read this measurement is 125 plus 0.012, so 137. This space here is 137 thousandths. Now if I had measured the inner diameter of something using the outside of these jaws, turn it around. So see, it says inside. This is for measuring inside diameters. Now I get a different number. Then we're at 375 plus something, 0 to 25 scale, and it looks like we're lined up around 7 mils. 0.375 plus 7 mils, 382. So if you can calculate the difference, that would be the minimum inner diameter you can measure with this thing. That's the smallest diameter you can stick it in to get a measurement. It's a pretty ingenious design. It's using the fact that these 25 mil tick marks are spaced in such a way that they will only line up with one of the main scale tick marks. Same principle on a micrometer, except on a micrometer you use this subscale to measure the tenths of thousandths. This is used to measure 0 to 25. Maybe not the most intuitive, but very robust system. It's just one moving part. It's a wonderful design. It's a Brown and Sharpe Model 571. I don't know too much about the history. I do know it's Providence, Rhode Island, which is pretty close to here in Connecticut. So I'd like to learn a little more about the history of this company. You got your Brown and Sharpe logo stamped in there. So that's how you use a vernier caliper.